Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all having a great day. Um, it is a busy one here. Our pear tree made it through the frost last night because we wrapped it all up. So um, that is a good thing. I went out and I put some mesh around it today. It's kind of a temporary thing right now, but I didn't want to leave it open now that now that it made it through hopefully what is the last frost. I don't want the deer to eat it. So we'll see. Um, uh, it's not a wire mesh yet. We have to get some more stuff. We got to get something bigger to go around it. Right now I still have the tomato thing, which is kind of conical. So it goes like this. And so it's pretty narrow down here, but at least it's open. And I wrapped the mesh around that and kind of secured it a little bit. It's not the best, but it should get us through hopefully until we can implement something else. So that's good. Let's see, Marianne's here. Hello, Marianne. Norma's here. Hello, Norma. Thank you all for being here. Love the watchful eye on the wrap. I know, right? I didn't even notice that until I stepped back and I took the picture and I was like, that's kind of funny. So I shared that picture. I said that it was looking for better weather, right? Yeah. So that was yesterday night and today, earlier today. And I don't even know where today went. I did some errands today, ran to the bank, did a few things. I've been up here, I've been wrapping some stuff up and shipping some orders out. I've been feeling a little lethargic. I hope I'm not coming down with anything or anything like that, but I feel tired. And I think maybe it's just because we've been pushing so hard. And I was outside in the cold all day on Sunday for the raku. That was really exciting, but at the same time, it was like a long day where normally I'm not outside in the cold weather. So I'm hoping everything's okay, but I'm trying to I took it a little bit easy today. Um, we know this person that when we can't get the yard mowed here at the cottage, we can call them and sometimes they have availability. And so we called them in, they mowed the yard, which looks so nice. Thank you to all of you who are helping to donate and spread the fundraiser that we're doing. We were able to do that, which really helps. They're going to be weed eating around the area too. They just ran out of weed eater string. um, so, that really helps and it makes the place look nicer and it saves me from being out there. Literally, they do it on a riding lawnmower that I don't know, it takes a few minutes, maybe a half hour. I don't know what it takes. I wasn't here at the time, but in between the time I was gone and back, they were done, other than the weed eating that they have to do. But um, the, uh, it takes me literally probably 3 to 4 hours to mow because we have a push mower and it's a battery operated one. So I usually have to do it in 2 sessions. So I mow and that takes about an hour and a half or so. And then the batteries die. They last anywhere from an hour and a half to about 2 hours, depending on how high the grass is. And then I have to charge them and wait for them to charge. So I do things in between. And then I have to go back out once they're charged and finish mowing. And so it takes a good chunk of my day to do it. And the person who does it for us does it at a very reasonable rate, very reasonable compared to me spending 4 hours or more out there doing it. Because, the things we do, it's just Andrew and me doing things, and our time is valuable. So the amount of time, the amount of money it takes to have somebody do it versus us being out there doing it, it's a big difference. So we had that done. And I was very happy about that because I was planning to try to do that today because it's going to rain over the next, I don't know. I think we get rain tomorrow. I think we have one day then where it's going to be sunny and then rain for like 6 days. Um, so I was trying to push myself to do that and not feeling the greatest today. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. So We had that done. That was super nice. Like I said, I then wrapped up the tree, our pear tree, so hopefully it won't get eaten by the deer. We'll see. Those deer are sneaky sometimes, but we'll see if this works. We've tried other things. We'll see how well this latest attempt goes. Like I said, I did packing and shipping, did some errands. It's been a busy day. Andrew was up in the middle of the night doing some things. He had some proposals to do. He then went to the cottage for a little while this morning, but found himself nearly falling asleep trying to do stuff because he was up so late doing other things. Look at my hair, it's wild today. He was up so early or so late, whatever you want to call it, doing stuff. So he came home and took a nap. And then he's been at the house while I've been here. He's been working on things there. Um, Pam's here. Hello, Pam. Jennifer's here. Hello, Jennifer. Leslie's here. Says, good evening, William. I'm heading to have bourbon with a friend. Have a great live. Well, you have a great night. Sounds like the beginning of a great night. Um, Hello, Marianne. Hey, Susie. There's Andrew. Um, it's also grown up, so it would have taken you twice as long to mow. Yes, that's the thing. So our grass here grows very quickly, but also it's like a field. So it's not like grass, like a lawn grass. It's like a field grass. And you know, we have a lot of wild critters and bees, and we like to let the dandelions grow. And there's certain, Andrew just picked some violets that were growing out there. Um, and so we try not to mow super often because it's good for all the insects. There's spiders out there. There are, uh, you know, grasshoppers. There are lots of things that need the cover to produce and grow, and you want the healthy ecosystem and all that good stuff, because we have birds and we have bats and they need to eat the things, and the things, you know. So we try not to mow too often, and as Andrew said, plus we're busy. um, but also what we realized, Andrew was talking the other day, because it is like a field, some of the things grow really tall really fast. There's plantain out there that grows really tall really fast. There are other kind of weed like things. We call them weeds, but you know, they're grasses too. But they grow really fast. So you'll see portions of things that are growing really tall and things that aren't. And ticks, which ride in on our deer that eat our pear trees, they like tall grasses. And so we're trying to be better about not letting it grow too tall. I also feel bad because we are trying to have a healthy ecosystem. Like when I go mowing, when I do the mowing, I see tons of little critters as I'm mowing that are kind of running around under the blades of the mower. They're not generally big enough for that because we keep the mower height not too bad either. But I see tons of like spiders and grasshoppers and locusts and all different kinds of things out there, bugs of all sorts. And it's nice to have a healthy ecosystem. We want that around here. It's what kind of gives this place the kind of, I feel like the nature peaceful feeling that we have when we're here. But also we got to get the grass mowed, and we got to not have ticks. You know, I feel bad hating on ticks. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know they're spreading disease and everything else, right? But they're just trying to live too. But we can't have that, especially since they seem to like me a lot for some reason. Um, so yeah. So anyway, we're busy. Our time is worth a lot. Not that our time is worth, you know, more than other people, but this person, that's what the F them takes, says Andrew. The person who comes around mowing, that's what they do. That's a big thing of what they do throughout the summer to gain money. And they make a good bit of money because their time is about, you know, like a sixth or an eighth of what my time takes to mow that, because we don't have a riding lawn mower. And we don't have a zero turn, which I think is what they use. I've not seen it, but I think it's a zero turn, which they're super fast. So that's nice. Anyway, hey, Susie, thanks for joining us. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm probably, I, I'm, I, so my throat's dry. I did not bring my water, which was stupid. I forgot it today. Um, so if I'm not as talkative, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Um, so if I'm not as talkative today as usual, um, I mean, I have to be talkative. I'm the only one talking, but um, if when we go through the lots and things, I'm not as talkative as I normally am, asking about other things and all that, just bear with me because, like I said, my throat's very dry, and I feel like I'm going to lose my voice if I do too much. And it does take a lot. There's a lot of projection that happens when you do one of these lives. I don't think people know it, but I have to talk at like twice volume just to kind of have that, you know, that reach the microphone and be loud enough for people. So if I were to talk normal, I would be talking like this, and then probably none of you all can hear me. So you have to talk like this so that people can actually, kind of hear you. And maybe some of you can hear me fine. I don't know. But we always talk, it feels like we've been told that you have to talk, So if I'm not as talkative, that's why. Um, Feeling low key, low energy, and feeling like I'm losing my voice, I don't want to have anything happen. So I'm going to be a little bit more low key today. Hopefully you can still hear me. If at any point I get too quiet and you can't hear me, let me know because I'm going to try and talk a little bit lower than I normally do so that I'm not shouting because normally you pretty much have to shout at the camera. Um, so hopefully you can all still hear me fine. So what's everybody else up to? Andrew said, it's wild that you're working so hard to justify something that is normal. One of my mentors said the same thing about me. Just because you can do all the things doesn't mean you should. I know. Like I feel bad. Like we hired someone to mow the grass. I feel like we have to justify that we did that. And that's coming from that's my my growing up poverty mindset. Like we did not have the money to hire someone, and if you did hire someone, like you were using that money instead of using that money to maybe buy food, or maybe to buy necessities that you needed for the house, or things like that, pay electrical bills or pay bills. And so um it is one of those things. It's I still feel like I have to justify doing that, but it is a normal thing in today's world. People pay to have their lawn mowed, right? We should be able to do that and get on with our lives. um, Marianne says, I can hear you at your normal level. Oh, good. um, Andrew says, I feel blessed that we are able to do it. Yes, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. We do feel blessed that we are able to do that. Not only does it help us, but it does help someone else who likes to do that. They have a job doing that. They enjoy being outside and doing that. Um, and we are able to help them too. Um, Marianne says, went for a walk outside today. It tried to drizzle on me at the end of it. It is not raining here today yet, but I don't know if it's supposed to rain today. Is it? No, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, starting around 7 a.m. And that's it. Tomorrow around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., it's going to rain in the morning. And then it looks like a pretty okay day in the 60s. It was in the 60s today, but very low 60s. And so I have the heater on. You can probably hear the heater. That's another reason why I feel like I have to talk louder, because you can probably hear the heater in the background. But then Thursday is going to be nice here, almost 70. And then, Friday we're not getting any rain. That changed. And then rain, 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 rain for like the next 5-6 days. This is gonna be wet. Andrew says, my dad did it for over 40 years. It's hard work, but it's honorable work. Yeah, yeah, 100%. My grandfather, he had a nursery. He did lawn care. Uh, and then he got a job in the steel mill. And then when he retired, he went back to doing a lot of lawn care on his property and doing things in the woods and chopping down trees. And I know from that experience, like he enjoyed doing it. Like, you didn't have to pay him to do it. He enjoyed doing it, at least when he was retired. And I think he enjoyed it before, but it was also to help make ends meet. Um, but uh, yeah, there are people, and I enjoy being outside, but that's not where we make our money. And so it is honorable work. And I'm glad there are people out there that enjoy doing it and that do it for, in ways that are reasonable enough for us to be able to um, feel like everyone's getting a fair deal out of it. Hello, June. Welcome. Where are you located? Asks June. It depends. No, we are located. So I am filming today from our metal studio and filming studio, which is in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. We also have a shop, a bead store in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So we are located in Johnstown for the bead store and our metal shop, which we are hoping this year, sooner rather than later, to start teaching classes out of for metalwork and enameling, is located in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. At some point, can you turn the pickle pot on? Remind me when I turn the camera around, and I can, you know what, I'm just going to do it now. I know you don't mean necessarily now, but I'm going to do that now because I will probably forget and you might get on the road. I don't know. So one moment, everybody. It's just right over there. I'll be right back. And the pickle pot is on. I turned it on low. I don't know if you want it on low, high, or auto. I turned it on low. Figured that would be safe. Marion says there is a chance of rain for the next 24 hours. Yeah, we're going to have rain supposedly in the next 24 hours too. Jennifer says, today I worked from home, then had a walkthrough of my house with a woman who does cleaning and organizing. She will be helping me get my house together because it's way more than I can do on my own. Big plus is she has 5 cats and likes to make jewelry. Nice. See, that's awesome. I need that. That would be nice. My dream, as much as I feel like I need to justify these things sometimes, my dream would be to have people who mowed the lawn all the time and came in and cleaned the house. And I know maybe that seems very she. It does to me because I grew up without a lot of money. But to have somebody that would come through and clean the house would be amazing. Of course, I'd have to get the house into a state where I feel like I could let someone come in and clean it, because we all have those things in our heads, I think. But that would be lovely. Like, I wouldn't want them doing all the lawn, I don't think. Like, sometimes I like doing the flowers and stuff like that. Sometimes. Um, so I don't think I'd want them doing everything, but at least mowing the grass, doing the weed eating, that kind of stuff, that would be nice. So that's great. Marianne says, then snow. Oh no, not snow. I should probably switch up the backdrop so it's less fall themed. Yeah, we are very fall themed there, aren't we? I guess it's over here. Yeah, kind of forgot about that. I don't know. I am, I'm one of those people that I can not see things. Andrew knows this. It's just there. It's there. It's a backdrop. I don't notice that it needs to be changed for a new season. I'm just, it's kind of terrible sometimes. Nancy says, just talk amongst yourself, right? Andrew says, and someone who does the shipping, LOL. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The things I could do if I had someone else to do the shipping, if we could afford somebody and, feel like we're paying somebody the proper wage to do the shipping, the things I could do, like doing tutorials, doing videos, doing publicity, doing so many other things, helping Andrew in the studio, making things, instead of doing the shipping. I'm like, that'd be so nice. Someday. Jennifer says, LOL, I purposefully didn't clean before the cleaner came. Yeah, I would have a really hard time. I talk about my former boss sometimes when these things come up, because he was a messy person. He is probably messier than I am. Um, and he had a cleaner come in every week, at least once a week to clean. Um, and he really, like, when he hired a cleaner to do the cleaning. Like, that also meant that he did not have to do any cleaning, is how he took that, which is, I think, nice, right? Perfectly fine. That's what you're hiring somebody to do. Um, but like, that meant he did no dish of his own. He didn't do any silverware. He didn't do anything like that. He would come in, he'd get his mail, and he'd drop his mail at his entryway, like literally on the floor beside his entryway. He'd only take the important bills out and drop the rest there. Like, and he would have somebody come in. He had a lot of cleaners though, that because it was like starting from scratch every single week, he had a lot that came and went. But some people came and they loved it, and they really got, like, if you like to clean, he gave you a challenge every week. And he did not care. He had no shame about it. Um, he was truly one of those people that felt his time was worth what he was good at doing. So he hired people to clean, people who are good at it, people who like doing it. And then he was good at other things. He ran two businesses. And that's what he did. He spent his time doing that, not cleaning. Hey, Len, thanks for joining us. Pam had 82 degrees today. That's warm, warm. Andrew says it's true. Like, he'll walk over something and complain about it, but it takes like a minute to move something over. Yeah, I'm that way. I think that's part of my ADHD, that I swear I have, is just that things, if they sit for in a particular location long enough, they will just become scenery. Um, and that's just how my brain works. Hey, Teresa, it's good to see you here. Andrew was asking about you yesterday, because he hadn't seen you in a while. Andrew says, nah, he was a mess. Yeah, he was, but he originally was very successful. He took on a bit too much. He tried to do too much, and that's where he got himself into trouble. But yeah, he was very successful, and he had the money to pay people to do the cleaning if he wanted to, at least. First time I met him, he was sprawled out on the couch in the restaurant, passed out. Yeah, he also had a good time. That was he was not I don't know how to, he was one of those people that he lived life by his rules. And if he wanted to get drunk in his restaurant and pass out on the couch, he did that sometimes. Like, it was just but some people hated him, some people loved him, but he lived his own way. I will say that. Jennifer said there is something called clutter blindness. I believe it because I've got it sometimes. Um, yeah. And I think that's an ADHD thing too. You just kind of start overlooking things that are, it's too much going on. You just make it there. That's that. Um, but that's a thing. That's a thing I have to deal with. But yeah, so today was, like I said, I tried to make it a little low key. I tried to do a lot for the amount of vigor I did not have. Like I said, I've been low energy today, and so I'm dealing with that. But other than that, I thought I did fairly well. I got some orders packed and shipped. I got the pear tree wrapped up. I took care of some errands. I did a little grocery shopping, went to the bank. Um, I got a good bit done for today. Not as much as I normally would in a normal day, but I'm okay with that. And I'm doing the live, and I'm hanging out with my friends. So what's better than that? How are you all doing? Did you have anything fun you did today? Um, yeah. Andrew made a good dinner last night. I don't quite know what to call it. Um, uh, it was Marian says, I may have that too. Andrew says, you worked hard and aren't 100%. Yeah, I almost didn't leave the house today, but I was like, I felt cooped up. Um, and so I was like, I gotta go and do a few things. Um, Norma says, sometimes I don't see clutter in a room until I take a picture and then it's, oh, yeah, right? Sometimes we're going to take a picture of the cat and I'm like, oh, if I showed that picture of the cat, people be like, what are you living? Yeah, sometimes things are just like that, right? You don't really see it until you're like, oh, I'm going to take a picture and share this. And you're like, I can't share that picture. Sometimes it's just like as bad as the furniture's torn up from the cats is the reason I can't share the picture. But it's their home too. So that's the way we feel about that. Um, Pam says, same here, Norma. It says, me too, Marianne, right? Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's so Andrew made food last night. I was telling you all on the live that I had no idea what I was going to get when I got home, but he was home making some dinner and it was really good. Um, uh, but I don't know what to call it. It was some kind of bean, it had beans, and I think he had um I think he did I think it was the tofu that he did in a different way. It almost looked like meat crumbles or like steak bits. I don't know how he did. I don't know, but it was the tofu, I believe, that he did like that. And it was in a kind of brown sauce, and we did it over rice. It was really good. Um, let's see what's Marion says, I took some pictures that I haven't posted yet. Andrew says they need not to tear up they need not to tear up their own home. Yeah, that would be nice. If they didn't totally tear up all the furniture in the house, that would be lovely. Um, Probably need to make them more scratching posts. They probably would like that. But I don't know. I feel like even if our cats had all the scratching posts in the world, I feel like they would still want to tear up the furniture. Um, and the carpets in front of the doors. Why? Why do they have to do that? Um, those kittens. Um, Two Frenchies get more of my attention, says Pam. That's right. Right. Jennifer says it's true. Sometimes my motivation to get my house looking beautiful is to provide good cat photo backdrops. I agree. I agree. Um, Norma says the clutter is due to having creative minds. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. We've got better things to do than just tidy up all the time, right? Um, if you're tidying up all the time, like there's always something to tidy up. Like I feel like it could be that things are never done, right? There's always something you could do. And while we probably need to do a little more of it, um, well, we definitely need to do a little more of it. Um, it's not what you want your life to be about, right? Marion says, yes, Norma, let's go with that. Len says, I got up super early to help a friend. I'm exhausted. I did have, excuse me, did have fried chicken and waffles with caramelized bacon and pecans to reward myself. That's a good reward. That's a very good reward. Um, I would go for that, except I can't. But fried chicken and waffles, caramelized something sounds like a good thing. Pam says yum to Len. Norma's saying yum too. Yeah, what did everybody eat today? We're gonna have leftovers, I think. I had for so I don't know what it's called. I forget. It's like a spicy chili or sweet and spicy chili. So cup of noodles, cup of noodles. They make cup of ramens. So they make a few different flavors of ramen. And one I think is called sweet chili, something like that. And um, it is one of the only ones that is vegetarian. All the other ones generally have some kind of beef stock or chicken stock. This one does not. And it is so good. But you get like, there's only like, it comes in a cup, you know, those little cups that you put in a microwave. And it only has like this much in it. Like it's like this much, but it is so good. So I had one of those for lunch. I think Andrew had one of those for lunch today as well. Um, but it's so sad because you want like 8 times the amount that comes in that cup, but you can't get it unless you make 8 cups worth. Um, and it comes so hot out of the microwave because you make it in the microwave 4 minutes and it is like like molten. Feel like, and you want to dig right into it, and it takes forever to cool down enough, but it is so good. And so we had that anyway. That's what we had for lunch. Jennifer says caramelized bacon sounds serious. Um, Andrew says we were somewhere that they had fried lion's mane mushrooms and waffles, and it was damn good. I don't remember that. I don't remember having fried mushrooms like that and waffles. Did you do that on your own? I don't remember that. Marion says I had a little pizza and waffle fries. Ooh, waffle fries sound good. I also made myself some tea because my throat was bothering me. I don't know if it's from the smoke from Sunday catching up to me. I felt a little bit like that yesterday because the smoke from the kilns and stuff really was getting to me. Um, and then, of course, I did the live yesterday, last night. Um, and so I'm wondering if that was that. Andrew says, I never forget good food. Um, Norma says, I had veggie spaghetti and garlic bread. Didn't burn it this time. Oh, good. Good job, Norma. Good job. I yeah. Um, yeah, so I made some tea. I had some tea, which was it's like I had a chili day. I had this sweet chili cup of ramen, and then I had this tea called hot cha cha, which is made with some kind of chili, sweet. It's like a sweet chili. It's like a little bit pinch, a little bit picante, right? But kind of a sweet chili tea, which is very strange. It seems like it would not be good, but it is delicious. Um, Susan says, don't worry about it, William. I know, right? I feel like I don't remember that. Pam says, Andrew, the fried mushrooms alone sound good. Len says, they cook the bacon and pecans and maple syrup and put it on top. It's very serious. Oh, that sounds delicious. Teresa says, I make the fried portobello and waffles. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good. Andrew says, you love the sweet and hot combo. I do. I do. I love a sweet and spicy. Like if I get potato chips, a lot of times I get like the sweet barbecue, um, or there's like a sweet jalapeno too that I like. But I love and like hot pepper jelly. I love hot pepper jelly with some like crackers and cream cheese. So good. I love the sweet and hot, sweet and spicy. Um, let's see. Pam's asking Norma, what's your veggie spaghetti? Norma says, I saw someone on the Food Network making fried lion's mane mushrooms and they looked so good. Andrew says 12 Bones has a good BLT with caramelized bacon dredged in black pepper. Making me all hungry. I should have had some more food before I left the house today, but I did not. I was the person that was doing the yard work was going to come back and do the weed eating, and I was just going to Venmo them, but I was like, I can get some cash and bring it up. So I kind of was trying to get up here because they were going to come back today, and I said it's fine if they can't make it today, but I was trying to come up here and make sure I would catch them, but they haven't been back yet, so they're probably going to work on that another day. But that means I kind of rushed out. Once I decided to leave the house, I kind of rushed myself out, um, which I shouldn't have. But I do that. Like if I get something in my mind, and I don't know again if I think it's kind of an ADHD thing. I've been like this since I was a kid, and I feel like my mom's a little bit like this, um, and some other members of my family. Once we get an idea in our head, we've got to run with it. Um, so like if you tell me, like when Andrew tells me that he needs some groceries for something, like I am now on the grocery kick. Like, tell me what you need. I will go get them. That's what I'm doing right now. That's where I'm headed. If you try and start talking about something else, it's only going to make me like, because I am ready to go get groceries. Like, what groceries do you need? I'm on this mission now. You've set me on this mission. um, and that's kind of how my brain works. And I've noticed this with my mom and with me. I was watching some videos that my mom and grandmother took of us when we were young, my brother and I. And there was this video of me. My mom asked me, it was our first day of school it was my third grade first day of school. And our teacher had started teaching some Spanish in our class. And my mom was asking me the words that I learned. And there was one word I couldn't think of. I still get caught up on. I'm like, at least, when I get caught up on words that I can't remember, it's something I've been doing my whole life. It's not me going, getting dementia or going senile. It's just that I've done this my whole life. Um, but I got caught up in a word in the video, and she kept trying to just get me to answer other questions. And I was just like zoned out trying to think of that one word. Like I couldn't move past it until I thought about it. Um, until she's like, oh, we'll think about it later. And she finally knocked me out of it. But I get like that. If you tell me we're going to do something, I am like now set on that path. And to get me to switch to do something else is very difficult if we didn't do that thing. And I've already said, okay, let's do that. Um, and so that's just a thing with me. And I feel like, so when I was getting ready today, I was like, I need to leave the house. I need to go do something. I have a few things I need to do. um, Even though I wasn't feeling great, I was like, I gotta do something today. So then I just started gathering my stuff, and I like gather it real quick and I leave. So I forgot my water. um, at first I forgot my bag. I had come back in for it because I need my computer for here. Like it's like I just get up, I'm like, okay, I'm going now, let's go. And I don't think about all the time like what I need to accomplish that going. Let's see. Norma says, Pam, I make the sauce with red peppers, onions, and mushrooms instead of meat. Nice. Len says, love sweet and hot, love hot pepper jelly, love Thai food. Yes. Oh, there's apparently, I learned from some new friends um, at the my pottery raku thing that there's a very good, apparently, Thai restaurant in Greensburg that I don't think we've been to. They love it. And so maybe we'll have to go and someday get some Thai food there. Tori says, I make homemade hot pepper jelly every year. Oh, I bet that's so good. Love it. Marion says, hot pepper jelly with cream cheese on crackers is yummy. Not that hot, though. Some of them are hotter than others. Sometimes they leave a little bit of a pinchy. Most of them do not. Um, but I've had a lot of different varieties over the years because people know I like it. So, um, and I pick it up like everywhere we go. And sometimes the hot is hot, and that's kind of good. The cream cheese does cut it down a lot. Norma says, I love peach jalapeno jelly, but that's good. Marion says, hyper focused. Yes, definitely. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining us. Yes, I get very hyper focused. Once I'm set upon something, it doesn't like to change. My brain does not like to change. And that's why I always tell people, like, I definitely need to schedule things with people. Like, if you want to do something with me, I am not great at spontaneity. Um, if you catch me at the moment that I've not had anything planned and I'm like haven't made up the decision about what I'm doing for the day, if you catch me at that moment and I'm able to do something, then you will get and I will do that thing. But hey Jen, good to see you here. It is a long time no see. Um, Andrew says I just roll with things most of the time. I cannot. I have a very hard time just rolling with things. Um, so I need to like plan that time and plan that meeting. And um, even though I'll make plans and I do that typical make plans and be like the day the plan comes, I'm like, oh, do I have to do the thing? I still do that, but I usually do the thing. Um, but it's like my doctor's appointment was on Monday, which was yesterday. I keep thinking today's like Wednesday or Thursday. Um, and I so was just not ready to do the doctor appointment, but I did the thing. It was on the calendar. I did the thing. But uh, yeah, it's even things that I'm excited about, like the raku day. Like it's just like, oh, it's a lot of thoughts about like what is this going to be like, and who's going to be there, and am I going to know people there, and so I get a little bit of that. But I was ready because it was on the calendar. I did that, scheduled that. I'm very hyper focused, as Marianne said, and it is hard to change that focus. It is hard to decide sometimes in the moment what that focus is. Um, so it helps when things are scheduled. Everyone's saying hi to Jen. So hope you've been doing well, enjoying the spring. Yes, we are doing well. We are enjoying the spring as much as we can between all the work. Marion says between snowfall, Jen, last couple of days have been very springy. That's good. That's good. Um, Jen says we had flakes yesterday and briefly this heavy frost. Briefly, oh, yesterday AM briefly and heavy frost. This somebody asked me if we had snow squalls. I forget who that was yesterday. They were asking if we got snow squalls here. I think was that Leslie in out near Philly. Um, I said no because I didn't see them, but apparently Jen saw snowflakes early morning yesterday. I don't do mornings. Jen does very early mornings, I think. Um, so she sees that stuff. But yeah. Andrew says our fundraiser for the cottage is going well, 1/3 of the way there. That's awesome. I didn't get a chance to check that today. So that's great news. Thank you all for your support and for helping. And please continue to share that fundraiser with the world. Please help us share and get that word out. We have gotten 1/3 of the way there. Um, Andrew says her weather is different from ours. Jen's weather, that's true too. That's true too. A little bit further out there. Um, this little valley here, this little place in Ligonier, even the weather here at the cottage is different from our house weather. Um, so it's very possible we did not have snow. Andrew, I think, was up. He didn't see snow. Um, Pam says, I do late mornings, William. Yes, me too. Um, to be 100% honest, sometimes I don't have much of a morning. Um, Generally, the earliest I get up is 10. Most of the time, it's more like 11 or noon. Um, but um, that's also because we're going to bed anywhere between 2 and 4 a.m. So if I'm going to get my 8 hours of sleep, that's just what happens. Um, but I have found I used to be very embarrassed about that because, society makes you feel like you need to be up at like 5 in the morning to be a productive person. But I find that I am more productive when I don't do that and when I sync to my own schedule. And so as I'm getting older, I am caring less and less about that. I still feel guilty if I sleep in too much. But um, that's just, guilt from when I was a kid. Even though my mom is a late riser, a lot of times I would rise even later than her. And it was not always, she's like, time to get up. You need to get up. Um, so I still have a little bit of that, but as I'm getting older, I'm finding that I just feel better and I do better on the rhythm that my body wants to do. And that's just what it is. It's never been an early morning. Mornings have been exceptionally difficult to wake up in my entire life. And going to bed early, if I go to bed early, I will guaranteed not sleep throughout the night. Um, and that's just the way I am. Um, Marion says early mornings for me. Yeah, you do an early morning. I am not. I am not. But I've said this before, and it really helped when I actually read about this. But when you think about it, when we were in, hundreds of thousands of years ago, and we were in tribes, and we were, doing the things, and um, you needed people to protect the tribe all night. Some people had to stay up all night. That was just the way it was, right? It made sense. Um, Especially if you're out in the wilderness and you don't have a lot of permanent settlements or anything like that. Somebody was staying up all night, and I would have been probably more than an early riser. I would have been one of the people staying up all night. Um, Andrew says, I like it when you go to bed earlier, then I can focus all night. Yeah. Andrew likes to be, I feel like Andrew likes to be alone when he works. Like, even if I'm in the other room, he's kind of like going back and forth between where he's working and the room, and he can't quite get into the groove when even if I'm just like about the house. So he does like it when I go to bed earlier because he's also a night person. um, so I do try to go up to the bedroom earlier, even if I go up to the bedroom just to read or to finish up things or work a little bit more on my phone. Um, I still go to the bedroom kind of prematurely most nights so that he can get started with his actual night work. Marion says, my province is planning to stick to daylight saving time all year round. Yay. Oh, that's so nice. I wish we would do that. I want daylight saving time all year round too. I never want to go back to standard time. Um, yeah. Isn't it weird how we're all different, but so nice? Like, I know some people weirdly have a problem with diversity in the world. Um, I think it's so nice. I think it's so interesting to learn about other people. I think it's so nice to know that, when we have these things that we consider quirks or not standard, that other people sometimes have them too. Other people may not. I think it's so interesting that it's okay to have this kind of randomness and this difference, and that not everybody does exactly the same thing. Like, I'm sure like maybe the business world and certain things would work so much nicer if everyone was like, everyone goes to sleep at 9, everyone gets up at 5. Then you could really just like everything would be streamlined. But that's not what life is about, right? It's not about streamlining for business. It's not about making us the most productive and getting every ounce of, energy sucked out of us. It's about living our lives and appreciating things. And, um, every once in a while, I got to get up early, and I do like a pretty morning. Sometimes it smells really good in the morning and the sunrises are beautiful. But I also enjoy that nighttime when I come home at night and it's like 1 or 2 in the morning and you've got that night air smell and the stars are out. Um, and you can just sit on the porch for a little bit and take in the the insects trilling and all that kind of stuff. It's just really pretty, and it's so nice to have such a diversity in ourselves. Let's see here. Pam says my dog's like my schedule too. Had to have put in at the vets at 8:30 a.m. She didn't know how to act. It was rather funny. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to act at 8:30 either. I'm not good at that. Um, Jennifer replied to Andrew saying, I watched a short video today about first sleep. Throughout history, many cultures, people would sleep a few hours, um, get a couple more hours, then go back to sleep. Yeah, we used to do 2 sleeps, first sleep and second sleep. And first sleep, it's generally around 4 hours. Um, and then you get up in the middle of the night. And that's why people had so many kids, because they got up in the middle of the night and they had nothing to do. And so they made the babies and then they would have second sleep. I am definitely 100% that way. If I could do that, um, that's about the only way I would sleep, go to bed earlier. Like if I go to bed before about midnight, I will sleep 4 hours. If I go to bed at 9 o'clock, I will sleep for 4 hours and be wide awake. 10 o'clock, 4 hours. If it's before midnight, usually at midnight though, I can get my body will sleep the whole night. But if it's before that, it's 4 hours. And then I'm wide awake for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I can go back to sleep for another 4 hours or so. But sometimes that makes it really late into the morning or afternoon that I'm waking up. And that doesn't make much sense because I don't get up and do things in the middle of the night. Because again, Andrew is usually doing things in the middle of the night and it would just throw off his schedule entirely, I think, if I got up and did stuff like that. Um, so, yeah. But I definitely could be a dual sleeper. I could have two sleeps in a night. And if our society was set up a little bit more for that, I think I would really like that. Because I do go through a very tired period sometimes from like 10 to 11. Um, but if I get past that, then I'm up to my normal, 2 or 3 in the morning. Pam says, Marianne, I'm jealous. I hate the time changes. Susan says, I'm weird. I far and away prefer standard time. Yeah, you're a standard timer. I just don't know. I just like, even I have people in my family who love mornings. Like my aunt is a super morning person, but she by far prefers daylight saving time. She likes the evening light. And I know we're just shifting it an hour and it's the same thing, but the way the society runs, it's just nice to have that light for me at the end. Even though I go home in the dark. There's a window over here. I go home in the dark most days anyway. But when I'm out doing yard work, it's nice to be able to have a little bit extra. Um, let's see here. Marion says, Pam, I really don't care if it is, I'm guessing standard or daily saving, just happy not to have it change it. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, saying the wakeful time in between was called the watch. I know what they were watching. Um, Marion likes bird songs in the early AM. Yeah. Birds tweet at night though, too. Surprisingly, a number of birds tweet at night. Uh, I was, we came home. I forget what it was like 1 or 2 in the morning the one night, and there were birds out chirping. They like to be up in the night like me. Teresa says my cats wake me at 6:30, and I go to bed at midnight. If you can do that, um, I am finding that as I get older, I'm sleeping less. Well, not sleeping less. My body wants to wake up more often, but I go back to sleep because I'm like, I know better. Like my body may naturally want to wake up, but it's not going to want to stay up. It thinks it's going to be able to nap later, and it's not. So I'm going back to sleep now. Our cats do sometimes try to wake us, but um, they have their feeding times, which I didn't feed them before I left. So they're going to be hungry when I get home. But usually they get fed around 10-ish in the morning, um, somewhere around there. And then about, just before the live, like 6:37-ish, before I run up here to the cottage if I'm home. I usually try and run home and feed them. Um, and that's their schedule. Barnaby will sleep with me in the bed until I wake up. Sometimes if I'm really sleeping in, then he'll start looking at me and licking me and giving me kisses and telling me to wake up. He says, wake up. It's pretty cute. He stares at me and says, wake up. He has a little chirp he does. But most of the time they're pretty good. Um, and the ones that are outside of the bedroom though, sometimes they get a wild, which is why I usually try and get up around 9 or 10 when I do my first wake, usually to go to the bathroom, and I go downstairs and I feed them and then they stay calmer. the rest of the morning. Sue says, my cats are crepuscular creatures. Lately, they've been trying to get us up starting at 4 a.m. If we don't, they try to wake us up getting into stuff. Yeah, that's usually like, I think it's good for us that either Andrew or I is usually awake at some point because they don't try to get too naughty at any point in time generally. Sometimes they have a moment. Um, but for the most part, like one of us is up at 4 a.m. So if they're running around at 4 a.m., um, they're usually down closer to the one that's awake and not trying to wake up the other one. Um, Susan says, our summers are so disgustingly hot and humid. I hate having an extra hour of sun beating down on me. That would make sense. I could completely understand that. I get that. Yeah. But I also like, I'm terribly affected by SAD in the winter. So I feel like because I do wake up so late, I miss the morning sun. So I get that extra little bit of sun in the evening and it helps me. And I think that's why. I think it's purely because of my sleeping schedule. People who get up earlier generally probably don't care or might like standard time. But I get the only reason I get some sun sometimes because I'm in working usually during the day. And then when we go out at night, sometimes the sun's still out. And that's nice. Marion says there are night birds, but more in the morning. Yeah. I grew up under our house when I grew up was under a bunch. We had 4 or 5 maple trees, and they were nice big maple trees that kind of shaded our home growing up. And those birds in the morning were sometimes so loud. Like my dad would literally go outside and start yelling at the birds because they wouldn't shut up and they were so loud. Um, so I think like I'm okay not having all the morning birds because we grew up like that and they were like they would like you're probably already awake, but my family at 6 or 7 in the morning was generally not awake and the birds were and they were like deafening sometimes. We didn't have air conditioning, so we would have windows open in the nights and in the morning to keep the house cool. And it was just so loud. And that's what I remember. I remember the morning birds and how loud they were. And my dad would go running outside sometimes just yelling at the birds or yelling out the window at them. Jennifer says nothing like waking up and there's a cat in your face. I know, right? Pam says if I get up early, I don't know what to do for myself. I have that too. If I get up too early, like it's like what do I do now? Like I could just go to work, but it feels so weird. Like what am I going to do? There's always something for me to do too, so I shouldn't have that. But it's like this is but we work so much. Like I literally pretty much work from the moment I wake up to almost the moment we go to bed. Um and so if I wake up extra early, I'm just going to do more work, which, that's fine. I'll get more work done. But it also, that wears you out. Like, I don't have this, like, let's sit around and just, you know, sit and watch the sunrise and have a cup of tea and like that moseying kind of, I'll be like on my phone, like, I should write an email or I should do this. And um, so if I get up earlier, I'm just going to work more, which maybe I need to do sometimes, but also I'm going to work myself to death if I do that. So I end up putting myself back to sleep so that I don't do that. Anyway, I'm going to flip this camera around because I am starting to lose my voice even more. Um, Marion says they can be very loud if you were trying to sleep. Yes, yes, they can. Um, so I'm going to flip this camera around because I'm starting to lose my voice, like I said, a little bit more. And let's get showing some of these things I've got picked out for you today. And if you want to claim any of them, the instructions for doing that are here. I don't know if we have any new people joining us. Um, I did see, was it June? Am I right on that? Was it June that I saw? Um, I don't know if you're still out there with us or not. Um, boy, I'm scrolling through the comments to try to remember. And that was way, way up here. Sorry if I forgot. I have to see somebody's name a number of times before I completely remember it. But I don't know if you're still here watching or not. But if you are, if you would like, yeah, it was June. I was right. If you would like to purchase from us through these videos, um, this is how you do it. So you start a new email, you address that email to info@allegorygallery.com. And for some reason, my thing's not up. Hold on, hold on. Where is it? There it is. There. Now it's up there. info@allegorygallery.com. I just realized that wasn't there. And yeah, so start an email. Sorry, I'm starting to zone out. Start an email to info@allegorygallery.com. We will give you a paper with a lot number on it. Our lot number today is going to be, let's see if I've used this one before. Oh, I did. Okay. They're going to be GOT lots, got lots. And you'll take down that lot number, put it in the subject line of an email, send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. That's all you have to do. That's how you claim it. If you send us an email and you win, you're the first one or second one, depending on how many things we have, you are promising to take it. That's the only thing. You are promising to take it. And that's it. We'll send you an invoice. If you are brand new to us, please also send us an email with your shipping address. We do need that to send out the email or the invoice. Let's see here. Oh, maybe Jen's watching. Jen, are you watching in the past? It says spiders and ticks, bah humbug, let the mower take them. I like all the things. Pam says I can take spiders, but ticks I detest. Yeah, I don't like the ticks. They like me. And I feel bad for them because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know that they're spreading harmful things, but yeah, it's not great. Jennifer said those ticks know exactly what they're doing. So do the spiders. They're getting ready to form one giant spider and come after me. No, 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 no. Marianne says not overly fond of large black spiders. Yeah, we had. I think I told y'all the one time I left my computer's case here in the cottage and I picked it up. I've only ever seen small-ish spiders. Like in the yard, the spiders are like this. So I carried my bag, I put my bag on my shoulder and I carried it out to the van and I threw it in the van and then I looked at it and there was a spider, I kid you not, that was at least this big on my bag that I had just thrown over my shoulder and just thrown into the van. And I was in a hurry. And I knew that if this spider disappeared somewhere in this van, I was going nowhere. And I know the spider is probably more afraid of me than I was, I don't know, than I was of it. I let out a shriek when I saw it. And it was just that chill that went down my spine because I knew it was just on my shoulder. Like literally, probably like the spider was probably like this close to my head. Or maybe this close to my body because it was a shoulder strap. And I was in a hurry, but I couldn't go anywhere. I could still see the spider. I was like, how am I going to get the spider out of this van without it disappearing? And I don't even remember now how I did it because my computer case was like wrapped around one of the armrests and I was like I couldn't even move because I didn't want to scare the spider. Somehow I got the spider out of the car. I don't know if I picked up my case and was able to knock it out. I don't remember. That part has totally gone from my brain because I was in like panic processing mode. But I did get the spider out. I let it go in the grass and released it. But Generally, I don't mind spiders. I've just never encountered one this big and had the possibility of it running around in an enclosed environment while I'm driving down the road. That was not going to be a good thing. Susan said it's the mosquitoes and wasps that I hate. Those are bad too. Those are bad too. Jen says ticks are arachnids. Len says nope. Nope. Susan asks, Jen, have you ever seen the movie Them? Except it has giant, is that an ant? I can't see because I'm on a black screen. I think, yeah, an ant. I've never seen that either. My dad, Jen says, took me to see Arachnophobia when I was like 8 or something. Like that would be helpful. Oh, I forgot about that movie. Yeah, that didn't bother me, Arachnophobia, but that was a movie. I forgot about that. Let's see here. Oh, Jen says, I gave up paying bills for Lent and I never went back, and I feel I'm better for it. I think you are watching in the past, Jen. So she's gonna have to catch up. Anyway, let me flip the camera around and we're gonna get these got lots. Oh, okay. Here we go, y'all. Hey, our video hasn't cut out yet, and we're up to 1 hour and 8 minutes. We didn't hit the 48 or 58 minute mark and cut out. So far, knock on wood, we're doing great. Okay. I think I've got some nice things for y'all tonight. Let me open my email. Let's see here. Oh, that's sorry, I just got a message from the person doing the lawn. I didn't see it because it was on my phone. I'm just going to reply real quick. Okay. So they're going to stop by tomorrow. Good. All right. Let me get my email. Here we go. Okay. Got one. These were $24. I'll bring it down to 20. We've only got one of these. And it's these beautiful beads. They're a little bit dusty. These are vintage. These beautiful lamp work. I guess lamp work. I guess you could say lamp work. I believe these are from Korea. I lost the tag for these, but I think these are with the Korean ones that we had. And they're these lovely, and they've got nice large holes. You can see nice large holes in them, but they've got like kind of these roses under the clear glass, and they're really pretty strands. They are vintage. They are about 14 to 15 inch strands, and the beads on them are about 13 by 10 millimeters. I've got one strand of those, really beautiful. Got one is the lot number. Got one. $20 instead of 24. One strand available. Got one. I hope that doesn't get confusing because it's gonna be like, got two. I don't have two of them. I have one of them. I didn't think about that. But at least got should be one of those things that your autocorrect doesn't try to change when you send us the email. This is a bowl by Harry Wood. And this has got to $24. Look at that color. Look at that beautiful, beautiful bowl. Oh, Harry also sent me a nice email about the raku process, that he had some suggestions of what we could do for next time and the things that he does. So if you're watching, Harry, or if you're watching in replay, thank you so much. I need to write you back, but I do appreciate it. Look at this beautiful bowl. Got two, $24, one of them available. I love this. So pretty. Bowl by Harry Wood. Ceramic. I need to see if I have another Sharpie that's going to write better than this one. Got three. Everybody quiets down as soon as I start doing this. Y'all can keep chatting, you know. Like, y'all can keep chatting. You don't have to stop. You were all talking to each other and chit-chatting back and forth, and I start showing the beads, and y'all stop talking. I don't know why. It happens every time, though. I know you get mesmerized by the beads, but lovely bowl, says Marianne. Nice bowl, Harry, says Pam. This is a Venetian glass bead that we picked up in Venice. Got three. Beautiful glass bead. One of these available. It is drilled lengthwise. Susan says beautiful bowl, Harry, isn't it? This is a 56 millimeter bead by about 16 millimeters. One of them available. Venetian glass. Look at this is a pretty little thing going on here, if I do say so myself. I picked out some nice stuff, I think. Let's see here. But also need to check junk mail. That's one thing. I didn't check my junk mail today. I try and do that every day now. Okay, good. We're good. Okay. Marianne says hyper-focusing. You're all hyper-focusing? All right. I'll give you that one. This is really cool. We had this at 40, and wow. At one point, I did these at 28, so I'm going to do this at 28 for y'all. This is a strand. These are rough rubies. These are rough rubies. So you'll see some of the pink shades coming through from the ruby. And these are really cool. You don't see rubies like this strung up usually. These are all rough rubies. Kind of big rough rubies too. They're actually graduated. So they get the biggest in the center here. See the pink parts? You can see the ruby part in them. Really cool, rough rubies. We've got one strand of these available. Was $40 a strand. Doing this strand for 28. It's the last one left. They are about 10 millimeters to the biggest one here goes to about 18. Pam says the bead in Harry's bowl would be nice on a coffee day. This bead, the bead in Harry's bowl, right? So nice. So nice. Anybody need decor? Pam says, could you put the rough rubies in a rock tumbler? You could. I don't know what it's going to do to them. I don't know why you would want to. They're still going to look like rough rubies, but and they're not really spiky. There's some sharper parts, but yeah, I guess you could. I don't know what's the purpose. You want them round? I don't know if you get them like that. I don't know, because ruby's a very hard stone. I don't know what it would take to shape them. Andrew might have a better answer on that. Let's see here. Len says, Susan, what about the nest? I am traumatized still. Let's see. Oh, neat. Yeah, these are the good price. $15. Em says, I wouldn't know what to do with rough rubies. What do you mean? You use them like beads. You use them like beads. Use them as they are. They're even knotted between on this strand. They took a lot of time to knot between each one of these for you. But yeah, you just use them like beads, just like you would anything else. Let's see here. Black onyx. These are vintage black onyx, faceted rondelles. Beautiful black onyx, only $15 a strand. Gorgeous stones. Nice quality. So these are vintage stones. They are 16-inch strands. And that's 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters. Pam says they don't appeal to me. Then don't get them, Pam. No one's making you. No one's making you get them. If they don't appeal to you, why are you working so hard to try and change it? Just get something else. Just get something else. We've sold about 8 strands of them though. So somebody, because we sold about 8 strands. So somebody they appeal to. A few 7 people so far. Do I have an 8th? Do I have an 8th person that they appeal to? This is a vintage check glass. And well, yeah, this is vintage. Probably from the 90s vintage. Em says that's why I asked about tumbling. Yeah, but you're trying to change something. Don't change it. Let it be. Let it be. Don't force it into something you might actually like. Go buy some rubies that are already tumbled, right? We've had some of those. I don't have any of them in today's lots. But leave them rough for the people. I love them. So leave them rough for the people that want them. Jennifer says the tumbling might wear off some of the matrix and make them glow more. If they're glowy on the inside, maybe. Maybe. It depends. Depends how much matrix are in them, right? These are vintage check glass. These beautiful. Isn't it weird how vintage is like vintage is the 90s? And that's so weird. Len says, I love them, but I have the necklace Andrew made with rough rubies. I can't do better than that. You could do a good job. Jen says, I made another tree today. Go figure. Yeah, Jen's been making a lot of trees lately. I've been noticing. This is about 13 by 15 millimeters. 13 by 15 millimeters. Susan says, Len, I've never seen the nest. I don't know. I don't know what I've never seen any of these things. I've never seen any of these things y'all are talking about. I did see arachnophobia. I did see that one. I'm going to put one away. $20. Nobody likes that one? That's pretty. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. I'm going to put two away as well. That's the hairy wood bull. Those two things taking up more space on my desk. I got to move them away. Very pretty. Okay, now I can move this. It's a nice wide screen camera. I can move it all the way over here. Okay. Got 7. What got 7? Got some leaves, some vintage check glass leaves. I think that's what these are. Yes, they are. Whoops. And they're on the hank. So let me get my scissors here. On the hank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these available. And they are only $5. $5 a strand. 7 of them available. These beautiful check glass vintage leaves. And says, I blame my dad for the creature feature trauma I have. All right, these are about 15 millimeters by 10 at the widest. Vintage check glass leaves. Very well detailed, both sides. $5 a strand. That's the price they were back in probably the 90s. And we're passing on that same price to you. We have not increased it. There's no inflation over the past 30 years. No inflation on those beads. What can you say that about? Can't say that about many things these days. No inflation on those beads. Same for these ones. Again, no inflation. These are a little bit more because they have a little bit more of a coating on them. And I've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8 of these ones. These are another vintage check glass leaf strand. And they're these beautiful green with the gold, or copper actually. Copper, not gold. And these ones are approximately 15 by 10 at the widest. Same size. Same actual design. The yellow has the gold. I don't know if I said that. Yellow has the gold, and the green has the copper. Got 7, got 8. No inflation on those prices. They are what they were back in the 90s. Another one that is what it was back in the 90s. I love this strand. There's only one left. We got a few of these. We got the one left. Got 9. It's these beautiful, kind of large, coinish beads. Vintage check glass. You've got browns and greens and blues. And again, that was $18. That's the old tag. That's from when they were originally made and sold. Probably 30 years ago now. Something like that. Actually, probably more than that. close to, could be more than that. We'll say around 30 years ago. Beautiful. And those are about 25 millimeter beads. Got 9. All right. Nobody wants the Italian bead? It's beautiful Italian Venetian bead. So pretty. Only one. We brought that back in our bags from Venice. We carried that just for you all. Got 4. The rubies. $28 instead of $40. They're real rubies. They're just rough. A little rough around the edges. Then the onyx. Beautiful black onyx. Faceted rondelles. I think we said 8 millimeters, I think I said on those. Pretty sure. $15 a strand. And we'll put one more away. I'll put this one away. The little beautiful holographic ones. And says the Italian bead would make a nice focal. Yes, it would. Who's going to focalize it? Who's going to do it? We did have a pair of those. We sold one of them. But the other one is still here. Still here with us. I can feel my throat getting weaker. So I'm gonna talk a little bit less, y'all. Sorry about that. Andrew says it'd be good with beaded flowers. I don't think Kim's watching today. She hasn't said hello yet. There she is. This was also 24. I'm gonna bring it down to 20, just like the other one. Like got one that we had today. We have these. These would be good with beaded flowers. All these different colors. They need to be dusted a little bit. But look how pretty those are. This is like dot 1, but instead of the ovalish beads, these are cylinders. And they're in multicolors instead of just the black core. Black and white core. They've got a colored core. Really cool. And I was correct. These are Korean Lamport glass. Korean Lamport glass. And these are 15 millimeters by 8. 15 by 8. $20 for the strand. 1 strand available. Kim says, hi, I just got here. Must have known we were talking beaded flowers again. Yep, Andrew's talking beaded flowers. He's saying that they were talking about how nice this Italian focal bead would be with beaded flowers. It's got 3, by the way, if anybody wants it. Cheryl says, is your email working? Uh-oh. Are people sending things? Because I haven't gotten any emails yet today. I thought it was just, I had nothing interesting for people, but maybe. Let me check spam. All right. Oh, there I got some. That's weird. All right. So got 4, those rubies, they are taken. Thank you. And one of the got 8s are taken. Thank you. I was just like, maybe we're not going to sell anything tonight. Maybe I picked duds. So thank you for checking, Cheryl. Yeah. Let me close my email. It seems to have, it's having an issue. Let me close the email out and reopen it. I don't know why the last few days. I think it's because we have so many emails in there. It doesn't even want to close my email app. Hello, Cheryl, by the way. Says hooray. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's not my email's not closing. Let me force the email closed. Oh, there. Just as I was threatening to force it, it closed when it's out. Now let's reopen. Okay, I got somebody testing the email. That came in right away. Good there. Maybe we're up and running it now. We're up and running and if I can talk. Kim says, I'll be teaching a couple of beading classes at a library. It took a couple of hours to sort through the existing inventory so I could set up my needs list. What you need, Kim? What can we help you with? Anything you need that we can help you with? This is got 11. This is, I believe this is picture jasper. This is picture jasper. And these are these beautiful little rectangles. I love these. These are super popular in the store for people who are especially just starting because they're only $6 a strand. Oh, we just sold one of the got 5s. Thank you so much. I don't know if that was a new request or somebody email just coming in, but that's one of the black onyx strands. We still have 2 of those available. Thank you. Hey, Leslie says the joys of technology. So are you back? Did you have your bourbon? Or are you just still getting there? Look at that. Look how pretty. Not only are these beads pretty, but they're only $6 for a whole strand. That's a shorty strand. They're an 8-inch strand. But people who are starting out or people who don't want a lot of something, it's a really good deal. And they are so colorful, like not colorful. What's the word? They are colorful, but they're also so lovely patterned. They're beautifully patterned. They almost look fake. They almost look like our friend from the Philippines who does the like the paper mache beads and stuff. They look like they are, but these are real. These are real. These aren't like a printed graphic. Like that's the stone. Look how pretty those are. 2 strands of those beads. We've just got 10. Thank you so much. I will put that one away. I said, yes, I had my bourbon, LOL. Oh, good. Now you're ready for the night. Now you're ready for the night. Let's see, anything else coming up? So you got 5, but I want to clear that one. They look like landscapes, says Leslie. They really do. They're really pretty. Let me show you the other strand just so you can see. They're both I didn't just pick out like the prettiest strand. No, they're both super, super pretty. Look at those. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So pretty. So pretty. Both of them. Very nice strands. 2 of them available. Got 11. What's Andrew saying here? He said, I kind of want a margarita because of practical magic. You can have it. Me and tequila, we don't get along very well. Andrew says, I kind of want to put images of cave paintings on these. I know, right? They look like they'd be perfect for cave painting images on them. You sold one of the got 11s. Thank you so much. We still have one left. Okay, this is a strand we've had for a while. The starting price, I think, is good. But I'm gonna try and get rid of this strand tonight. Maybe somebody will take it. I'm going to give it a really low price. Was 89, now 62. And it is worth it, y'all. This is Russian Amazonite. A huge strand of Russian Amazonite. $62. Beautiful quality. And you get the whole gigantic strand. It goes to 9, 4 times, right? So what is that? 32, 36, 36. About a 36-inch strand. This is the kind of strand that would be really good if you were doing a class, because there's a lot on here to share with the people taking the class. But in all seriousness, it is a very pretty strand. Andrew says, if this doesn't sell tonight, I'm just going to keep it. All right, so there you have it, y'all. Got 12. Last time you're going to see this on the market from us, because Andrew's going to keep it if it doesn't sell. $62 instead of 89. It is very nice. It's a vintage strand. It's impeccable quality. It's very nice quality. Those aren't dyed stones. These are stunning, beautiful stones. Pam says, wowzer. Len asks, cave paintings, would you acid etch them or paint on them? Kim says, I was hoping you'd ask what we need. You don't happen to have a good deal on a lot of 100 3 or 4 inch big eye needles, do you? Or 100 or 1,000 grams of size colorful 8/0 seed beads. The seed beads I don't know. I know we don't have 100 of the big eye needles. The big eye, the real big eye needles we had, I think, are 7-inch needles. They were really long, but I still don't have 100 of them. But maybe we can get it. We'll talk to Andrew and see if we can get those for you and what we can do for you. Andrew says, oh, I just got word from one of our stone vendors about doing a trunk show. Oh, nice. Nice. Jennifer RT, the Russian Amazonite. I don't know what you're asking. Sorry. Andrew said, send us an email, Kim. Yeah, because we'll forget by the end of this. And screenshots go away forever. It seems like they get absorbed on the desktop. Jennifer, what are you asking about the Russian Amazon? This is ARETRT. Let me know. Rephrase that. Let's see here. So that's it. That's the last chance it is, $62. If somebody wants it, it's about 36 inches of beautiful Russian Amazonite. GOT13. I say I'm going to talk less about stuff, and then I keep talking. Oh, we just sold the other GOT 11, so those are both sold out. Thank you so much. That'd be cool if we get to do a trunk show. Another stone vendor. I don't know which one you're talking about, but that'd be nice. All of our stone vendors are amazing, so any one of them would be great to do a trunk show with. Does anybody like big beads here? Anybody like the big beads? This was 36. Now it's going to be 28. 28. Gigantic. Oh, look at that. This is blue moonstone nuggets. Blue moonstone nuggets. And you can see them flashing. You see that? Hopefully you can see that on the camera. It's got some beautiful flashing going on. And those giant, whoop, blue moonstone nugs. Those flash really nicely for as big as they are. Trying to find the flash points on all of them. There you go. Sometimes, especially with moonstone, you have to like find the flash when you're using it in jewelry. Like sometimes flip it around and figure out where the flash is. But those are big nuggets of blue moonstone. Um, Kim says, yeah, we used 5-inch big eye needles last time. They were too long for folks working on 3-inch beaded ornaments. I'll definitely send you an email. Thanks. Of course. Happy to help if we can. We'll send that over to the Andrew department. Andrew department of buying. Andrew says, ooh, I know, right? These are so nice. That's a vintage strand. It's a 16-inch strand. And the beads are, I'm just going to measure one, 20 by about 26 millimeters. Look at that. Look at that. It's like neon. One strand available. Big nuggets of blue or rainbow moonstone. I know we have some moonstone lovers out there, and that's an exceptionally good price for nuggets that big with nice flash. Just saying. Andrew says, I need to get a bulk order of seed beads for sculpture. So there you go. You can add it in maybe with that. Okay, got 14. These beautiful $8 for the 4. So $2 a bead, $8 for the 4 lampwork glass. And the black core with the green and white. I think this is beautiful for a nice something in the summer or spring. These beads are approximately 18 millimeters. 18 millimeters. 4 of them available. Well, you get all 4 for $8. Got 14. Okay. I'm going to put the leaves away. Got 7. $5 for the yellows. And then $6. Got 8 for the greens. Andrew says, what a lovely color palette. I know, right? It's got some nice colors going on up here. Nobody took this one. This is one of my favorite strands. Like, look at this. Like with the Russian Amazonite. What an amazing combo, right? Look at that. It's like the perfect combination. Beautiful. Anyway, got 9. Still available, $18. One left. Okay, you move these down. Are you missing an email? Am I? Am I? Did somebody send one for that? Let me check my junk. Nobody went to junk. I don't see any new emails. Of course, my email might be having an issue. I haven't gotten an email since somebody claimed another one of the 11s. Kim says, oops, nope, I forgot to hit send. Okay, so it's not on my side of things. Good. Don't forget to hit send, y'all. That's part of the process here. As long as we're hitting receive, right? And it actually makes it. Okay, so got 9 just sold. Thank you so much. Got 12 didn't sell with it though. Somebody's missing out on that. I'm just saying, that was a really good combo. I didn't even plan that. It's just natural, I guess. Just naturally good at this, I guess. Right? No. I just get lucky sometimes. Oh Lord, ooh, what's happening here? Oh, I forgot we took this strand apart. Oh, well, that changes everything. So we had this one strand and we had it for a while and nobody bought it. So we took it apart and we're selling these $2 each. These are tiger eye fleur de lis beads. No, quatrefoil. That's what I'm trying to say. Tiger eye quatrefoil beads. They are drilled from one lobe to the other, and they are really nice tiger eye. I've got a bunch of them because I've got most of the strand here. 1, 2. Wait a second. Okay, so I have a full strand of. I'm like, what is going on here? I have a full strand of these available if somebody wants the string. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So they were, there's 20 on a strand. It was a $40 strand. Let's do it this way. Let's just make this a separate listing. I can bring it down to, let's give you a deal if you order the whole strand. Bring it down to 32. If you want a whole strand of these, do the strand for 32. This is a 16-inch strand. Yeah, it's a 16-inch strand of the quatrefoils. And I'll do them for 32 instead of 40. There's 20 on here. But if you want them separate, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 10 of them total. Scratch that. I've got 7 left. Somebody grab some. Thank you so much. So there's 7 of these still left if you want them individually. Okay. So there you go. 2 different ways of buying. If somebody doesn't buy this one tonight, it may suffer the same fate as these and be cut up and sold individually in the store. Okay. I've got 4 of these. These are vintage check glass, 2-colored bead, got 17. Beautiful blue and clear. These kind of 4-sided tubes, but they're kind of like, you know, they're not quite a rectangle. They're tapered a little at the ends. So we'll call them a tube. Vintage check glass, 8 beads on the strand. These are 6 by 26 millimeters. 6 by 26 millimeters. Let's see here. We just sold another 4 of these. So we have 3 of them left. We've sold 2, 4, 6. We've sold 7 of these. So those are gone. We've got 3 of those left. We've got 1 strand of the whole thing. Andrew says, have you heard from Denise? Yes, Denise was just on one of the lives the other, no, on the D-Stash. She was answering questions in the D-Stash the other night. And Nettie, I've not seen anything from Nettie in a while. I've not seen anything from Nettie in a while. I did see at one point she had something on Instagram, but I think it was a while ago now. All right, y'all. Going once, going twice. Once I put this away, it's Andrew's. Got 12, $62 for that whole strand. Originally 89, which I think that was our good price originally. For non-dyed, beautiful. Look at the colors in that. Look at those. There's some yellows in there, the blues, the greens. Russian Amazonite. Whole big strand of it. $62. Going away. It's going back to Andrew. And give people like 24 hours to do a rewatch. But once I separate these out, they're going into Andrew's pile. Just so y'all know. It'll be the last chance to get those. Nobody grabbed these lusciously large blue moonstone either. That beautiful flash in there. Look at them flashing. $28 only. What a deal. What a deal. Lowest price ever on both of those. Even got 14 down. We got 15 down. We got 3 of those left. Thank you for those who grabbed these ones so far. 16, you got the whole strand of them. And 17, still got 4 of those left. I'm just resting my voice here. Otherwise, I won't have it for tomorrow. There are 4 of these available. Got 18. These are carved horn tubes. Carved horn tubes. Got 18, was $16. Now $14. Beautiful long tubes, nice and light. If you want to do some really funky long earrings, that would be cool. These are about 6 millimeters at the widest. They do taper at the ends. 6 millimeters by about 50 millimeters in inches. For those of you who prefer that, about 2 1/8 inches by about 1/2 inch. No, that's not 1/2 inch. That's 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, y'all. 1/4 inch. I was like, half. That's not right. We've got 4 of those available. Each strand has what? 8 beads? 8 beads on it. Was 16, now 14. Oh, these are so pretty. I've got 2 of these. I'm going to give you a good price on these 2. Got 19. They were $18. Now $14. These are clear quartz drops. Look at all those. Really nice quality quartz. All different sizes of drops. That'll give you something. Practice your wire wrapping, everybody. Practice your wire wrapping on those. Top drilled clear quartz drops. I think those would make really cool pendants if you wire wrapped each one. Some of the larger ones especially. I'll make them into earrings. Of course, I always love a good pokey, spiny bracelet. But nice long strands, vintage strands. They are 8 inches long. 8. They're 16 inches long. They go to 8 twice. And they're all different sizes. Got 19. They got 14 away. Nobody got 14. Put 15 away. I don't know if bag for that though. That was in with the other one. I don't understand. Still have 3 of the got 15s. There's the quatrefoil tiger eye beads, $2 each. You got a whole strand of 20 of those, if you'd like. And that is, instead of 40, you get a deal. Instead of $2 each, you get down to 32. So what, 20 for the price of 16? That's a good deal. 4 free beads. Whoa, sorry, got caught on my shirt. And my sweater. It's a little bit chilly here still. Oh, let me take one. You can't do better than this, y'all. $3 a strand. Who sells beads like this for $3 a strand? $3 a strand, vintage check glass. These are these dimpled cubes in black. It's a nice staple color to have. These are great for spacers, great for a lot of things. Oh, Jennifer's saying, is the Russian Amazonite got 12? Yes, it is. Got 12. Beautiful cubes, dimpled, nice, just as a, kind of a staple item. Looking for those black beads every once in a while. It's about 5 millimeters. Should be 5 by 5, I believe. Yes, 5 by 5. 3 of them available. Only $3 a strand. $3 a strand. Okay. Okay. These are yeah, these are reconstituted green quartz. Reconstituted green quartz. And these are large faceted rounds. I think they're 12 millimeter. Yes, 12 millimeter. Oh, we sold one of the 20s. Thank you so much. Oh, and we sold the Russian Amazonite with apologies to Andrew. Thank you so much for that. Yes, these are beautiful, beautiful reconstituted green quartz. And that's why they get so clear. If these were natural, not reconstituted, they would be way more money. Way more money. But reconstituted green quartz. And they are 16-inch strands. They are vintage. There are 2 of them available. We have them priced down to $18 a strand. If you like green, you're not going to get much greener than that. That is beautiful. And they are nice, crystal clear. GOT 21. GOT 22 are these wooden disc beads. It's beautiful disc beads, vintage. I think these are wooden. They might be seeds. Trying to see. I think they're wooden. Andrew says, I'm thinking of doing some more tutorials. Everyone have a preferred time slot, not during our live sale show. And these, like, I think these like would be really pretty in between, like things like this, fit in between. Really, really cool, nice and light. Then says coconut. They could be dyed coconut. They don't. That's a hard one. They look like that on the inside. Maybe they're coconut. We got them in all different colors. Whatever it is takes the dye really well. And they're nice and light. There's some kind of natural something. I'll say that. Sorry. I thought they were wood, but the more I look at them, I'm not 100% sure they're wood. They might be like a coconut, like Len said. Andrew says they're coconut. Okay, so coconut, we'll go with that. Dyed. And they are about 20 millimeters. Nice discs, super lightweight, fun to play with. I like to sandwich them between other beads, make earrings and stuff. Keeps everything nice and light, but you can do big sizes. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit warm. Let me turn that off for a little while. Let me put some things away. Got 17. We've still got 4 of those. Nobody grabbed any of those ones. Those are really nice. Vintage check. Here. Oh no. I'll get that later. Got 18. The horn. Nobody grabbed any of those. I don't know why people don't like those. I think they're so cool. They're very long. Maybe I'll make some earrings with them. And 20 down. 21 down. 22. Okay. Um, these are the Indonesian glass beads, and this is such a cool color. We've only got one of these strands. I think we've had this strand around for a while. It's been floating around. Um, Indonesian glass. These are about 24-inch strands. Yeah, about 24 inches. It's this icy blue. Isn't that pretty? It's like apatite, but it's glass. Indonesian glass, 24-inch strand. They generally run 5 to 7 millimeters or so. Yeah, 5 to 7 millimeters for the beads on there. Got 23. I've been putting a lot of those in the online store. So if you haven't seen, check them out in the online store. Oh, we just sold 23. Thank you so much. I have one strand of this left. Microfaceted white topaz. Let me get this up here. Microfaceted white topaz. And these are rondelles. Look how pretty. Just that brilliant clear with that beautiful shine. The colors reflected in there. White topaz, microfaceted, just one strand of that left. These are generally 13-inch strand, and these are tiny. They're 2 millimeters. They're 2 millimeters, one strand available. Let me take 23 away since we've just sold that. Thank you, thank you. Andrew says, nice bit of sparkle. I know they're sparkling so good under these lights. These lights are closer to daylight than some of our others, but they still sparkle even better under sunlight. Really nice sunlights. I'm going to sit back down and standing. My back is starting to hurt. All right. Ooh. Who likes old check? Old check. Probably older than, I don't know, vintage. I don't know if we could say antique quite yet, but this is old check. I'm going to give you this good price. We ran this price once before, my tags say. I'm going to do it once again. Was $32, taking it down to $24. Is this old check glass strand of these kind of large bicones. Look at that old check glass. This is about a 22-inch strand. $24. The beads on here, they're not all exactly the same, but that's about 15 millimeters by 15 millimeters. They don't look like they're as wide as they are long, do they? But they are. How is that possible? Yeah. Why? Excuse me. Beautiful, gorgeous. I love, like, they even have some of the bubbles in there. Like, that's old glass, right? Wasn't done perfectly. Trapped in those bubbles. I think that's so cool. One strand available, GOT 25. It's a long strand too. For $24? What am I doing? Oh, I missed Kim's comment earlier. I don't know how. Says, I bought those black dimpled beads with a specific project in mind. Can't remember now what it was. It'll be a surprise for us all. That's funny. We all do that from time to time, don't we? Oh, we sold 25. Thank you so much. Somebody grabbed that. That's a good deal. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is electroplated vintage plastic. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. We normally don't reduce this because the vendor we got this from, we don't have huge margins on this. Got 26, was $20, do it for 18. And it's kind of like this oil slick gunmetal color on vintage plastic nuggets. And they're super cool. You can obviously see their nice large hole. They've got this large kind of twine going through them. Look how big that is. So nice large hole. Super light, but gives the metallic look. I love these. They're like a golden oil slick. It's kind of reminds me of the pottery I did for my dad's garage, that series that I did. I like that. Got 26, only one of them available, $18 down from 20. Can't do much on those, but I'm trying to give you a little bit of a break. Oh, Leslie's going good night. That bourbon hitting you. Good night, Leslie. Have a nice rest. Have a good evening. Got 27. This is a strand of the black chalcedony drops. They're a pear-shaped flat drop in black chalcedony. We do not see black chalcedony very much. Probably should not be $22, but hey, $22 for y'all. This is about a 7.5-inch strand. Black chalcedony, pear-shaped drop, flattened. They are approximately 12 millimeters by 8 millimeters. One strand available, black chalcedony. Got 27. Okay. Gonna put away these. Got 2 of them left. Got 20. So this is 18, this is 20. Let's see here. Okay. Got that email. I'm gonna forward that to Andrew so he can take a look at that one. Andrew, you've got an email coming to you. Thank you so much for sending that. If you're ever looking for anything to prepare for an event or do anything, please feel free to email us. If we don't have it, we might be able to order it for you. We'll do the best we can, get you good prices as best we can too. Andrew said there's a local business and I don't know who their social media person is, but they talk shit about a beloved business in town and had the audacity to tag them. Oh boy. I didn't see that today either. I'll be waiting to hear the the news on that when I get home from Andrew. I wonder who that is. Yeah, some people like sometimes new businesses come in and start. There's been a few businesses that have come into town recently, and some of them have been around for a while, but not in town. They're like a new presence in town. And some of them haven't been around for long at all. But they start saying things about other businesses, and some of those businesses have been in town for 10, 15, 20 or more years. And it's really annoying, right? Andrew says over carrot cake latte. Oh no. So it's the coffee stuff. This is a strand from in store. I pulled it one time. Before I put it back, I figured I'd offer it one more time to you all. These are check glass melons, 8mm. They're white with a black finish. Just a nice strand of melons. About 28. And then tag the one you're making fun of or saying things about. I guess that's bold, right? They're not trying to hide it, I guess. But geez, like maybe talk to the business instead of tagging them in a post. Nonsense, y'all. Nonsense. I don't miss that. And it's just like, I get it if there's a real beef. Goodness knows I get into fights with folks, but over something like that, yeah, this has got 29. This was $26. We'll do it for 22. This is a beautiful lampwork glass bead. Stunningly beautiful, beautiful colors. There's like greens and blues and purples, browns in there. And it's got a nice big hole because it's lampwork. And that is about, we'll say 30 millimeters by about 28. Is that one of Gail's? I don't know. I don't have a name on any of my paperwork for it. Let me look again here just to make sure. No, I don't have a name. So I'm not sure. We did just sell 28. Thank you so much. I'll take that away. If it is one of Gail's, that's probably actually an exceptional price. Look at it, y'all. It's so pretty. It's got like that periwinkle color in there. Am I seeing that right? I'm like, I know I'm getting tired, but look at that. So pretty. Okay. If you like lamp work, that's a really lovely bead. And the last one for tonight. What should I do? Let's do this. Andrew says that looks like one per beads. This is a beautiful pendant. $12. Hangs like that. I guess if you wanted to, you could also take that off and you could use 3 of them separately if you wanted to, but it's a beautiful pendant. One of them available. And that is $12. Got 30. Oh, we just sold 29. Thank you so much. Somebody loves it. I love it too. Gorgeous, gorgeous bead. Okay, let's put that away. Oh, two people tried to grab that 29. Only one can have it. Unfortunately, I've only got one. There's only one like it in the world. Kim saying, just curious, can you hold up the got 29 next to the got 9? Got 29 next to the 9. Let me find the 9. Let me find the 9. And there you go. They're similar in a way, right? I don't know if I'd put them together or not. If you could find, I think, a little more of the like the periwinkle blue, that could be really pretty together. I think that's what I would do, but that's just mine. Everybody's got their own ideas. Okay. Let's see here. Let me check. Kim says, of course, it may be moot. Thanks. It's not. It's not. All right. So that's the show for today. Andrew says it does bring out the greens in. Yeah, it really does. The check glass brings out the greens in the lamp work for sure. Because when I see this lamp work, I mean, I guess you do see greens, right? But I see more of kind of like the blues and the purples and the browns, and you put it with that and the greens really pop. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for bearing with me as I've been low energy today. I've tried not to be for the live, but I am low energy and I'm wearing out fast. So I'm going to go. I'm going to tally everything up here and get the spreadsheets done and get the invoices out. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to rest and get some good food. So thank you all for hanging out with me. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for all of your support. And we will see you back here tomorrow around 3 p.m. It's the afternoon live, as long as I'm feeling well. I hope I'm not going downhill. I'm going to try and get some rest tonight. But we should see you around 3 p.m. tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a great one, and we'll see you tomorrow.